Mm-hmm.
It doesn't give me a countdown anymore. It used to go three,
Me
two,
either.
one.
Yeah.
I don't
Come
know
to think
why,
of
but
it,
anyhow.
it really
Hey there,
doesn't.
hi there, ho there, out there in spray wash land.
What's
I need a
happening, guys?
haircut. I need a shave. I need all that kind of stuff. Waiting for Jacob to come in and give me crap about my hair, because that's what he does. But anyhow, so today I want to talk about marketing stuff, just crazy marketing stuff, just off the wall, weird marketing stuff. Things I've done before, things Ray's done probably before, and things to think about. And a lot of this is set into motion because of Pat Clark doing Pat had made a post out there about what was it? Some hose bib tags.
Yeah, or
And I
spigot
thought,
for people that aren't from Louisiana. Spigot.
yeah, there you go. And so, because that's a good idea, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
put that on there when they go to hook their hose pipe up. There, I mean, they can't help but see it,
I
right?
thought that was an absolutely amazing idea. I
I think it
love
was
it.
brilliant.
Yep.
And that's actually that I had never, out of all the things I've thought of, I've never thought of that. I don't know why, but I never thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where a lot of this is coming from. So, and as just a quick reminder, if y'all can share us out, give us the likes and the thumbs ups and all that kind of stuff, we really appreciate the love, so to speak. But it made me start thinking about just different things, and along the lines of the tag. I thought, what else can you tag? Fire extinguishers. They
Yep.
have the tags on them. So can you have tags made for the fire extinguishers that say, when it's good, when's the next time it needs to be
Right.
inspected, or can you go to? This is just some of this. I'm just going to pop it off the top of my head, but could you go to a place that does that and offer to buy their tags? I mean, they want their logos and stuff on it, but can you buy the tags for them with their logos on it, but have your logo in the background? I mean, just
Yeah.
different stuff. Then they're out doing that, for you, kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
So what's the putting you on the spot a little bit, Ray? What's the kind of the craziest thing marketing wise that you feel like you've ever done?
Well, I'm actually sitting here looking through some old pictures, and one of the things, and this is a really good time for, at this time of the year to talk about the marketing stuff, because if I look distracted, because I'm sitting here looking through some stuff, but the wine, the custom wine labels that we did, where we would go in and 6 years ago they had the stuff called $2 Chuck, the Charles Taylor from Trader Joe, and we'd go in and we had custom wine labels made for spray wash exterior cleaning, and on some of the wine labels we even had like projects that we had done featured on the wine labels, and it was incredibly fun, and we'd go and soak the labels off and then go and give those out to our customers, and they felt like, and back in those days it was about $25 or $30 to do a custom bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
And we were getting these done for like $8 and $9 for the wines on there. Probably one of the craziest ones that we did was around the holidays, was custom popcorn.
Oh yeah.
And I did, I'd go and I'd get the pot, like the 3-gallon popcorn tins, and rent a popcorn maker from the party store, and we would just make popcorn and then get some cool like shaking spices. And I remember there was a dill pickle popcorn, and just some real funky flavors, and we do like boxes of like a half savory, half sweet, so like maybe a white chocolate cinnamon and dill pickle on there, in the cans, and go deliver those out. And that was so popular that was actually it was cool, because your customers would call you back and say, hey, y'all doing the popcorn this year? Hey, will y'all bring us some dill pickle popcorn again? I still remember the one customer, and she was a very large property manager, and we did, like 120 houses for her.
So how much did that popcorn cost you?
Cost me nothing from the money that we made on there. I think gifts are just one of those things that's so cool to give. In fact, let me try to share the screen. I'm working off my laptop, so I don't know how good the share is going to be, but
and I can try to fix it on this side too. But while you're trying to share that, this one here, I wish I knew who this was. Facebook user. We do window stickers like the oil change places. We put on their kitchen windows so the homeowners see them every time they do the dishes. That's actually I've seen those before. And then when you say that, I had a thought along with that where you could have on that have those stickers made, but your next cleaning is due or is scheduled for, and then put a date on it and then put that on the window, right? So not only do they have, Cajun soft wash, it has the date it was cleaned and then the date that we recommend a new cleaning. That would be a really good idea, because just say you're saying the kitchen window, now they're looking out and they've got that constant reminder of, okay. And you're going to get those people that ask you to remove it, or they're going to remove it themselves. But I like that one a lot. I like that a lot. You got that ready to show, Ray?
No, it's not. I've got to go in there and change my permissions and all that good stuff. So
all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm laughing at this one. This just cracks me up. So, hey Chad, how are you doing? I love to throw clip fires and get negative Google reviews. Another pro tip is to lure the town with bandit signs. Both.
If you're in I'm not going to say that. I was going to say, if you're in an area where they really hate them, just put out, your competitor signs.
Yeah, just
get them negative.
Throw your bandit signs in people's driveways. Stop the whole. Really do it upright. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of. About the only time I ever liked the bandit signs, honestly, is leaving them in customers' drives. Their, in their yards with their permission after a job is done.
Right. Well, I like to do even though the HOAs and stuff, they say you can't have the signs, they typically won't mess with you while you're there on site. And so one of the things that I used to always do is I would put out like 5 signs on one side of the driveway, and then depends on where the driveway's at least one on the other side of the driveway while I'm there working. So then I've got all these signs, and then I got my truck with the wrap on it, and then the sign on the other side. People can't help but notice it. I mean, and it's the repetitive touches, if you would.
Yeah.
We found that worked really, really well.
In our government class, we have all this marketing that we used to do. If you've not taken that, got several slides on the marketing that we did, and because we would give this to our commercial and governmental clients when they could accept it. But the cookies were always a huge hit, and the baker hated us, but with these frosted cookies, and we do a blue and a white cookie, and let's say we bought 50 cookies, and then we'd take 10 of the cookies of each color and do blue spray wash on a white cookie, and so not all of them were handwritten, but a third or a quarter of them were handwritten on there, and that was really, really cool.
Along that line too, they have. I mean, you have people that air paint. What's that called? The airbrush, and they can do food grade, paint, if you would. Yeah. And then you can have stencils made for your cookies, where then that way you can have a multicolored thing where they put the stencil over. Next stencil, next stencil.
You can even print. I mean, just you can even like get a sheet of those little labels, print, and it's like the paper part. It's not even, it could be airbrush. You can get them printed out in food grade printer dye, and then they cut the paper out, stick it on the cookie or cake for a minute, and pull it off. And yeah, I mean, it's perfect. I've seen guys that have put their company on Frisbees and go out to the park on 4th of July and pass the Frisbees and fans out to
Frisbees
people
are great.
4th of July celebrations. I think there's lots of little things that you can do, and it gives you, whenever you're out there at a festival type scenario, I mean, it's just you get to say hi to people. You get to it might be 5 seconds. It might be 3 minutes whenever they want you to give their elevator speech, but you actually get a little bit of time with these people. And, the marketing's great and all this, but this, I wish I could just scream and yell this, but the personal marketing, the getting business from people that you either know or people who think they know you, is so much easier than getting business from somebody that's going to
that you don't know
pick you from an ad, from an advertisement, just 100%.
Mm-hmm. Right. So one of the things that I would say, especially on along this line, so first of all, marketing is typically you're going to spend money to do marketing. This is not how marketing isn't necessarily about getting business today, though you can get business from marketing today, that kind of thing. But for me, marketing is more on the long-term thing. So a lot of the things that we'll talk about today are probably more geared towards the long term. So I like this one. I was going to bring this one up, but this year, along with the window stickers, we got the dog poop holders. Okay. Think about the dog poop bags, having them with your custom logo on it. I think that's a great, great idea.
Yeah.
So holders with our logo on it, in our goodie bag to homeowners with dogs, 9 to 10 end of job, along with drink koozies. They see us when they do their dishes, walk their dogs, when they drink. People love them. So
don't let your house look crappy.
Yeah. That, I mean, you could come up with a slogan just like that. You don't want your house looking crappy. You don't give them. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I'm going to say, I don't like koozies. I know everybody does them. It's a great marketing thing for some people, but how many koozies do you actually see out there being used on a daily basis? And so what I'm going to encourage you guys to do is look at things that are going to be used on the regular. I can tell you, I'm one of them guys that when people give me koozies, I do the whole smile, hi, thanks, great. And then I end up either giving them away, which nobody wants them, or I throw them away. And I mean, as sad as that is, because, we've got Spray Wash Pro koozies and all that. So you have to, in a lot of this stuff, you have to know your customer and you have to look at your customer. If they use koozies, great. If they don't feel like that should just be part of your goodie bag kind of a thing. Though, I mean, they've been a great staple for a very, very, very long time. But think about the things that people use around the house and may want or need, and anything that you do should be something that maybe they want to keep. And so I started thinking about that thing Pat did too. And why not the covers, the freeze covers that go over the top?
That would be a great one right there. Absolutely.
They're not throwing them away, right? They're going to use them year after year.
On there, they're gonna, Mm-hmm. That would be, or even, I don't know how much those things are, $5 a piece or something.
If you got them mass produced, you could probably get them a little bit cheaper, but you also have to have them printed.
And but then you can also just put a good sticker on there, right. One of those good, a good sticker. I'm sitting here looking. Okay,
there's so many comments. Yeah,
the Polar Cap Frost King outdoor foam faucet cover. I mean, I'm seeing them on Amazon from $3.83 a piece.
And you could probably, like I said, you could probably get them even printed at that if you buy enough of them.
Yeah.
So.
And really, it's amazing how you can take stuff into a t-shirt place or, a printing place, and they can really put a silk screen on a lot of things that you need, or even a good, a good high quality sticker that's going to tear if they try to, rip them off.
To take it off.
Yeah. So that would be an absolutely great little faucet thing to, hey, you know what? I know we're in Tallahassee, Florida. We don't use these things a lot, but here, put these over your faucets. Whenever, keep these on your faucets in the wintertime kind of thing. I mean, and God knows the people in the cold areas could actually use them a great deal, but.
So we have so many good comments floating, but Michael J said, we rented a superhero costume and I waved the sign in the minor league baseball games and outside local events for a month. That's awesome. Think about different things too, like your dog, right? People love animals and people buy sweaters for their dogs and all that. Why not a sweater with your logo and all that? Hey, pet me, or I'll come. Do you want me to pee on your house or wash your house?
Yep.
Something just off the wall,
Mhm.
stupid, right?
I like this about Henry. Buy him a TV and always have your logo on the screen when they turn it on. Um, you know,
But you know what? You might say, well, why would you buy him a TV? That's crazy expensive. But really, realistically speaking, that's actually a really good idea if you
yeah,
could do that.
great
But
idea,
even
actually.
think about this. So again, this is all about marketing. This is about your good customers. Why not? These things are getting cheaper and cheaper every single year, right? What
You
about
reach
one of
them
those little
up.
tiny mini fridges? I
Yeah.
think they're like $125. If you have a really good property manager with your logo plastered on it, and then give them the refrigerator, why not?
Some kid kicked Michael in the nuts. Nice. Yeah, the sugar cookies. Again, that was a big one for us.
Mhm.
Nice fancy pens for people to grab up at trade shows. Stop buying everything else. Yeah, good pens. Not the cheap pens, but the good pens. I'm
Yeah,
sitting here.
don't give out the cheap ones.
I can't share my screen because I don't have the permissions and I don't feel like going in there and changing around the laptop, but I'd have to exit out. But, we did an assortment of really cool pens. That was part of Tanya's butterfly marketing. Mints. We would do custom mints and like the butter mints, and we'd have blue ones. And then we'd have some of them printed that were white in the blue logo that said spray wash. And that was part of just leave them 5 or 6 mints on their chair in your business card whenever you got to walk through the offices and stuff, even if they weren't there. They knew you were there.
You can get just about anything custom printed nowadays. And so, I would encourage y'all to look through and see what's out there, because they've got things like Ziploc bags, right? People use Ziploc bags, box cutters.
Yeah.
I saw something a while back. I made myself a note so I wouldn't forget, and I forgot already. Because there's like the USB plug-in things and all that kind of stuff. But there was something that really got me that I thought, that's what it was. There's this thing called an Angry Mama, and it is a little. It looks like it's got like a woman's head, and I'm sure there are other things out there, and you might even be able to get them custom made. But it's basically like a little cup, and then this thing goes on the top of it, and I think it's got holes in the top. And what you do is you put it inside your microwave, and then you microwave it, and it creates steam to get up inside there to help you clean your microwave, right? So, who's going to give away something like that? That's just stupid, right? Something like that, they may not get rid of. They might just keep, but you have to make sure they know what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And you might not be able to get it made with your logo. Maybe you can. Maybe it's too much. I don't know. But just like you're saying, stickers on them, you just got to make sure they can hold up to a microwave, not go.
Yeah. That's funny, Henry. Yeah, well, I think I remember that developer you telling me about. You used to do a lot for him.
Mm-hmm.
The holiday time hit our big property manager, nice baskets of branded coffee mugs, assorted coffee bags, and from local coffee shop. We did a lot of mugs that spray wash. Something else we did for our facilities guys that was really, really, Tanya had just, an amazing idea on this, but we did Yeti and Arctic tumblers and koozies. Tumblers, and then actual gallon jugs and half gallon jugs, and then the nice, Arctic style. And this time of the year, obviously hadn't done it in a couple of years, but this time of the year, Arctic was really good about having buy one, get one sales or 50% off on their, and we would literally get a case of these Arctic, well, the 1 year, the half gallons, 1 year full gallons, and then always the big, tumbler style cups. And then we would send them to this place called Backwoods Laser Engraving, who I found on Facebook, and send it directly to them. And that's what most of our facilities guys, and especially the in the field facility guys, the guys that were out there who needed cold water with them. And it got us business whenever we're sitting, some guy's drinking water out of his Arctic gallon spray wash, emblemized jug out there.
You know what? I have a thought on that too. Why not? Again, everything's going to cost money to do it, but if you buy in bulk and all that. So what if you were to take I think the gallon water jug is a really good idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what is typically on the water gallon jugs? It typically says, drink this much by 10, drink this much by noon, drink this much by 1 o'clock, whatever. So it has a list on there of how much water you're supposed to be drinking. So what if you had that on one side, and you could even do this again with stickers, but stickers aren't going to last as long. They've got some really good ones out there. But on the other side, maybe you have January, it's time to get ready for your cleaning, and then August, it's time to clean out your rain gutters, and then July, 4th of July, we can come and clean up, so different things that you have on there every single month. This is something that
you can even have July.
Change out your batteries on your
in June. Get ready for the pool party. Clean the pool deck. Call spray wash. Whatever you wanted to do. In early November, you could have get ready for the holidays. Call spray wash.
I just thought of another one thinking about the whole battery thing. Again, it's not really. What if you want to reach out to all your customers on a regular basis, right? You want to give them those touches, those reminders, whatever. Mm-hmm. Why not again, everything costs a little bit of money, but why not mail them a 9-volt battery with your sticker on it, right? And that 9-volt battery and a little thing that says it's time to change the batteries, in your smoke detector.
Yeah.
You could send those out every year. People are going to fricking remember you over that, right?
What Scott's saying right here, 100 insulated metal cups, laser engraved. Yep, that's what we did. Every $500 service, they seem to like them, and sometimes they show them, look, they still use it. And we would also, on the metal jugs, we would give those out to our employees as well too, and require they carry those, because now we can make sure that, hey, do they? I didn't drink enough water. Why? Here's you have a gallon jug. It's part of your issued equipment that you have. A gallon of water every day. There's the ice machine. Fill it up, and here's the Gatorade powder.
So one of the things I'm going to touch on with that with Scott is that, so the laser engraved company logos and all that kind of thing, that screams out a little bit more of a I'm going to say professional, a little bit more of a not cheap item, right? It's much harder to throw away something that has value than something that has little to no value. And I'm going to go back to the whole koozies thing, because koozies can be great. I'm not downplaying koozies, but if somebody hands me a koozie, or they hand me a laser engraved, insulated metal cup, I'm going to keep that metal cup, and I'm probably going to use it on a somewhat regular basis, where the koozie I may not. I may keep it, I might use it, but nowhere near as often as I'm going to use that laser engraved cup. So think about that, because sometimes people say, well, that costs too much money to do that, so I'm going to buy these really cheap items. That's one of the big failures I had. I bought it because every year I like to give away things to the local police departments and that kind of thing, first responders. And one year I bought a whole bunch of little pen flashlights, right? And I thought, oh, this is going to be great. They're going to love me, all that kind of fun, happy stuff. The problem is I bought them and they were too cheap. So they didn't work half the time. And so I guarantee you, most of the cops I gave them to took them and maybe took the batteries out, kept the batteries, but threw the flashlight away.
Gave it to their kids or something like that, Exactly. So you think about that. So let's say you're going to spend $500 in something that people wind up keeping around, or you're going to spend $300 on some POS. Which one's money better spent? Something that's kept around, or something that goes, straight into the trash?
Mm-hmm.
And what awesome. Glad that came in, Jason. What Henry's saying here is, think about what you had from the last trade show you went to. Could be a good place to start. Yeah, I mean, we've all gone to trade shows, and what's something that we actually have printed with somebody's name on there that we have sitting on our desk or in our truck? I mean, maybe that's something that.
Well, and that's kind of where I'm going too. With when you look around your house, outside, inside, your dishes, whatever. Look at something you use on a regular basis, and something that would be not necessarily terribly expensive, something, $20 and excuse me, and under. And, can I take that and buy that, and is that something I could put my logo on that somebody would, something
Right.
somebody would keep, that kind of thing. Dog toys,
USB drives. That's something everybody needs,
USB
nowadays.
drive. Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. What about dog toys? Think about it. Dog and cat toys. Never really thought about it before, but that would be a good thing to have where you say, hey, here's you have them, you guys have them in the truck. They got a dog in the backyard. You throw the ball for the dog and they get to keep the dog, or the, Frisbees were the things, before. So,
and something else, and I'll go back to this too. One of the giving, doing something for your facilities guys, knowing the ones that have a meeting, it's so important to get in there and go into your people that have facility meetings with their crews and all, and say, hey, can we sponsor one of your breakfast meetings? Would you like us to bring in, or lunch? We would go a lot of times to Firehouse Subs, and when I say we, Tanya, Tanya would go in there to Firehouse, and Firehouse does a nice dinner, and it didn't hurt that we also washed some of the firehouses here, and washed his personal house, and it was great. And they do nice boxes, and we carry in 6 or 7 of those like little 6-inch or 4-inch firehouses that they did, and it was a special thank you. It was something much better than what they would have typically gotten at that meeting, and everybody was happy. And honestly, Doug, for the next week, whenever they were out doing stuff, people were these facility guys were out looking for stuff that was dirty. What can we find and tell
what can get us some more yeah. So on this one here,
Halloween cookies that Tanya did, and they're blue, black, and orange with spray wash on it, that were shaped like little pumpkins. Had the baker do those. I wish
anything is fun.
I remember Tanya, I would dress up in my Christmas light
shirt.
Yeah, no, not the shirt, but it was the suit jacket. I had that full suit
right.
I would dress up in that, and Tanya would put on her little elf outfit, and we would run around and go toss that out to customers, and little bags of candy. Movie we did a big one in the summertime, like Beat the Heat, go catch a movie, we'll take care of the cleaning. And she would buy AMC gift cards and little bags of candy. She'd even call up the property manager and say, all right, I need you to take a poll, go to all your workers in the office and figure out their favorite candy, and we get, okay, I got 3 Butterfingers, 2 M&Ms, and 1 Junior Mints. And we buy those little single serve boxes that were like that big, and that wide. They sell at CVS and Walgreens, and we go and buy those and put them in bags with an AMC gift card for $10 in there, and go drop those off to office of 5 and 6 people.
So think about this: out of the shirt you're wearing and the shirt that I'm wearing,
mm-hmm.
if we're walking down the street, which one is going to get noticed? It's
right.
going to be your shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's part of the reason that we do the dye sublimation shirts and all that kind of stuff. And going along that lines of the Christmas shirts and all that, just obnoxiously noticeable are they? They're very, you cannot walk into any place and not immediately be noticed. You can't. Yeah. It's impossible, right? So think about that. If you're going out, especially this time of year, and you're going out to do estimates, or you're going out to hand stuff out, walk in with buy that obnoxiously annoying shirt that or suit jacket that you just can't help but get noticed. And the only thing that thing is going to do is bring a smile to people's faces. That's
Hold on.
It's going to be like a big old smile on their face where they're like, man, that's really awesome. So I want to go back to the cooling towels here. So think about this. Why not just the cooling towels and hats? Really good idea. Put your logo on them. My wife likes to have the towels that she hangs on the oven, right? That have the different seasons on them. Okay, so why not the same thing? So make seasons with your logo and all that. Put them on towels that there's like a 4-pack that you give to your customers that they're now rotating them out for, you know, Christmas or for Halloween or for whatever it is that it happens to be. Big Ben says, I have a iPhone cable from the Huge that stays in my luggage. Absolutely. What about bricks? Okay, so you got your iPhone and your brick. I know bricks are kind of going away, I think, but still, you could probably get a whole bunch of bricks, have your logo put on them. Firehouse, another account to take from you. There you go. You're not taking anything from Ray anymore. He's done out of there. We did Frisbees at surfing tournaments. I'm an old ESA member. Did great with that. Frisbees have always been really, really great. Yeah, there you go.
So this was and I have the matching pants too. It was a little bit much. I mean, this actually doesn't look bad with a red shirt underneath it. And you know, you dress in this. I would dress in this. Tanya would wear her elf outfit. And, you know, and it's funny because I've had this. We started hanging Christmas lights back in 2015, I think. And, you know, I know it's now gotten kind of really popular, but I see guys, you know, wearing these suit outfits all the time now. I mean, I had this thing, you know, years ago, and it was like $99 whenever I bought it at Bell's. And my God, this thing has paid for itself, and I have never not gotten compliments on it, you know. Mm-hmm. But this is where we're actually getting into the marketing thing and not the advertising. And you know, so the advertising, you're basically sitting here trying to catch somebody's attention doing the same thing that you're doing, like Facebook advertising. Facebook, okay, so you're hoping that they're going to see your ad over other ads that are out there. Because when you start looking for pressure washers, your feed is going to be filled with pressure washing ads on here.
Absolutely.
But the marketing is different. The marketing is where we're actually going out there and creating our own opportunities. And we're going to go and talk to these people. And again, I go back to what we said early on. It's so much easier to get business from people who know you or think they know you versus pulling something, you know, there's somebody that's on here, you know, and I know I still remember, you know, we became real good friends and, you know, about 3 years ago or so, he was telling me he had bought an online class and, you know, was struggling with stuff. And I think he said, you know, well, and I said, well, let me guess, you're doing your Facebook ad, you know, and 10% off a whole house pay. And he's like, oh my God, you saw my ad? I was like, no, it's the exact same thing everybody else does out there. You know, it wasn't hard for me to guess what you're at, or $50 off for new customers, you know?
Yeah. And that is what a lot of people do. And they think that a discount has to be, and that's what's going to drive their customers and all that. This is where, you know, we're talking about the marketing and bringing in long-term business, not just the short-term business.
Right. Absolutely.
So things like, you ever done the geocaching?
No, I have not.
So I've done a little bit, not a whole bunch, but we did some recently. We were on a trip and we found a geocache without looking for it. It made me think about it. And even putting things in the geocaches or have a scavenger hunt kind of a thing, you know, and put out different things, you know, where you kind of get involvement and you get people thinking about and doing just off the wall odd stuff, right?
Yep.
One of the things that we did some time ago, this has been a long time ago. I took and it wasn't for the wash business, but it was actually, it worked out very well. Took a projector and I had a projection put onto the side of a building that was right down, you know, at downtown Main Street, right? So you had to drive past this area. I got fussed at because it wasn't my building, right? But it's kind of, I mean, what do you do, right? It's just a projector shining up on this building and putting my logo up there, and it was fun, and it worked out really, really well. So thinking outside the box on something like that. Look, even what you already have, do you have lights on your trailer that light up different colors? You know, Jason Ayers has, you know, the different lights inside on his trailer. So make it something that's going to make you get noticed as you're going down the road at night.
And with that in mind too, and I still, you bring this up. One of the things that absolutely blows my mind is that people forget, whenever we wrap and logo a truck, that people forget that they're driving around an 18-foot billboard for their company, and they still drive like jackasses.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like, guys, come on. If you're going to do that, you need to be the nicest guy on the road. You can't be sitting there flicking people off and road raging on people. And I see that happen. Unfortunately, it's really not a good look, whatsoever. And 100%.
And since we're also on the Christmas side of it, especially with the Blazer, right? So think about this, like, especially if you have a building, don't just put up Christmas lights that, hey, great, people are going to look and see your building. That's perfect. But why not put your Christmas lights up as your phone number or as your company name, spraywash.com in lights, do something different that, people are going to see and notice. And the other thing about it is, if you're driving around and you've got that 18-foot billboard and you don't have a good, clear, visible phone number, shame on you.
If it can't be read at 40 miles an hour, you're not.
Snap pictures every day now. I mean, if I see something that I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, I take the picture of it so that I have it, because I know I'm not going to remember the number.
That's one of the problems we have with a lot of these logos and designs and wraps that are out there. They're so absolutely complex that you can't figure out what they're actually trying to advertise on. Keep your design pretty simple, and Greg's saying the guys on TikTok that post jobs they do for free get a ton of exposure. I haven't seen a lot of those guys, but very
there is merit to it. I'm not saying that there's not merit to that.
One that I wish I would have always done. Love Steven. Watch everything for free and just hope we get large donations. I always wish that I would have gotten one of those stencils. Do you remember whenever you and I first started in this, you don't see those out anymore, but the pressure washing stencils were all the rage. And for you guys that don't know what that is, it was a chunk of aluminum that they would go and laser etch your logo or your name into. Mm-hmm. You literally go up to a dirty sidewalk, a dirty public sidewalk, slap it down and hit it with a pressure washer for 30 seconds.
Reverse graffiti.
Graffiti.
That actually works well for even like if you do somebody's driveway and all that, you could leave a corner and leave this, put the stencil down so you've got the dirty stuff. I mean, one of the things that we did, and I like it, and so one of our customers' last name started with a T, and so I put a big T in their drive. So I cleaned everything except this big T, right? So and they loved it, right? I would plan on, I was going to wash it off, but they loved it, so we left it. But anyhow, just things like that where you think kind of outside the box. Now that's on their property doing their thing, but yeah, you could use the stencil as well. And if they complain about it, you go back and you wash it off. It's not a big deal.
washourhome.com more than anything. Advertise washourhome.com. Sounds like a great website. I mean, what if you did that, Steven? You just go to every freaking overpass at I-10, every bridge wall that's so filthy and dirty, and just go and hit that thing. I mean, so what? So, and you're right. Somebody fusses, you go and you take the 30 seconds to remove the remove the tag on there. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. I've even noticed that the city of Tallahassee has started doing that. They now pressure wash at the, you've probably seen this. They'll pressure wash blow no leaves or drains directly to rivers right there at the storm sewer. So instead of cleaning the storm sewer grates, they're now going and pressure washing the reverse stencil of don't blow leaves into the storm sewer or some little helpful message or, saveourrivers.org, things like that.
So what about, again, something that's helpful to clients, right? If they have rain gutters, why not you got the rain drains that roll out and roll themselves back up. They actually suck, but you could have that with your logo on it, so that when it rolls out, it's got your logo. When it rolls up, it's got your logo right there as a giveaway to certain clients. I like what Scott had said earlier about, I think for his cups that he was giving away, I think he said anything that was over a $500 service, right? So you could set limits to it and say, I mean, that could be part of your advertising and marketing campaign, right? In order to get this, you have to spend this. And I mean, that would be a way for them, because sometimes you get to something and it's like $485. Well, if we throw this on, and I'll give you a good price on it, then we get you over that and then I can give you this. Which is
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I do that or not. I mean, I see where you're going. I mean,
Right.
But it's also one of those things too, that that every time every time you cash a check for over $500, you immediately take $10 of that and stick it into the Christmas gift fund or the marketing fund on there, and then at the end of the year, you've got
a marketing fund,
a lot of money in there. One of the best ones, and I've got so many good Tallahassee guys watching tonight, so I'll give this. One of my absolute best ones I ever had is I took an 8.5-11 pad, had 25 sheets on it, and I made it 2/3 of it was graph paper, and then had our name and logo down at the bottom of it, and phone number, and then there was a little notes column over to the side, because what's that nobody ever has is like the graph paper or the notepads out there. So we'd be walking around and go do the bid for people. When I'm talking to the facilities manager, like if it wasn't a full, we'd sketch out the building on the graph paper, and I'd say, okay, we're going to wash from this corner over here to this corner, or okay, you see that window up there? Let me draw it out on here. Here's the problem that I see. This window right there, I'm a little concerned with the paint that's flaking around the edge of it, or something like that. And then literally, okay, I've got my notes. I'm going to go formulate up the bid, rip the top copy or the top 2 pages off where I've made my notes, and I leave them the pad. And it's like a totally normal, saw you eyeing the graph paper. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. We never have graph paper around here. Awesome. Thank you. And they cost, I want to say like 75 cents a pad. And we got a lot of business from those.
And then you're not technically giving them a gift, kind of thing, because there are those things where they're not allowed to accept gifts, right?
Yeah, come by the store, Stephen. I'll show you the pad. Yeah.
So look, what about even dust pans and mops and brooms and cat pooper scooper kind of things, right?
I think they're decent quality. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you want to give quality items.
I think if they're the normal trade show booth junk, I'm out. Yeah. But if it's the nicer, higher quality stuff, then yeah.
Yeah, you want it to be something like, let's just use a cat scooper, a poop scooper, whatever kind of thing. If you buy something cheap, they go and it breaks on them, they're going to throw it away, and they're not going to be happy with you. Right. Anything you buy should be more of a quality item. Just like I was saying, if it's something that they're going to keep, or is it something that they're just going to turn around and throw away? Hey, thank you, I appreciate it, round file, So even I was thinking about this one too, file folders. Never thought about it before, but why not like file folders? Because some people, of course, nowadays, I don't know if that would work as well, because everything's on computers and all your files are in computers, but sometimes you still have to have files. And so, file folders with your sticker on it, and give them, a bunch of them. I'm just trying to think of things that are going to be out of the ordinary,
right?
Things that they're going to use, and things that will hang around for not just a couple of days, not just a couple of weeks, a couple months, couple years, kind of a thing, right? So that you're always in front of them. That's why I like the tag that Pat had put out, and trying to think more along those lines of things that are going to stick around and be there for you, for your clients, for a long period of time.
Hey, my favorite one ever that loved, John Karmazin. What he used to do, he had magnets done.
Yeah.
and business card magnet, and it didn't even have, who was he? Premier. I don't remember John's name off the top of my head. But instead of like his big, and we wound up doing something very similar, but instead of, we're prestige, pressure washing, blah, blah, blah. It was big, like military style cargo letters, pressure washing emergency, 850-555-1212, and then his name down there at the very bottom of it. Went in there, and whenever he was in somebody's office, threw that over on their file cabinet. And you think about it, whenever somebody gets fired, they get canned, they leave, they're taking, Steven saying he bought custom tags as soon as he saw that post. But as soon as, and Pat was going to be on here, but he got ill. But whenever somebody leaves a job, gets fired, gets canned, anything like that, they may take all their stuff. They don't take their freaking magnets off of the file cabinets that are in there. And I mean, it's how great is that? The next person that comes in there, and one of the first things they see as they're looking around is your magnets on the file cabinet that say pressure washing emergency. And it's like, oh, maybe that's who they use for pressure washing on here. It's why the heck not? I mean, what a great idea.
Wild West is saying something like a thermometer. Yeah, things that are going to be useful and kept around. But I was also thinking earlier today about those light up the toilet bowl lights, right? So they've got that illuminate the toilet bowl. They've got the deal on the side. You could have your logo put on the side of it. That's not something they maybe are going to sit there and look at all the time, but every time they go into the bathroom and it lights up, they're going to think about you.
Smoking tonight, seriously. Toilet bowl light?
Yeah. Hey, look, they even have the ones, Ray, that you can put on the end of the faucet, right? So your bathroom sink, every time you turn the water on, it makes the end of it light up. And something like that would just be cool, because even though it doesn't necessarily have your name on it, which you can put it on there, right? But every single time they go to wash their hands, every time they go to the bathroom, they're gonna think about you. They have to, right?
True, but I mean, I'm also not gonna have stuff like that in my house with somebody's name. And thank you for the jacket compliments, Jeremy. I appreciate it. But yeah, that reminded me. The thermometer comment here reminded me of something. You know what the difference between an oral and a rectal thermometer is?
The taste.
Yeah, the taste.
Is that it?
Yeah. The South Africa guys services required this. Feel so lonely with the staff, as can only refer to Facebook. I'm still on plan to offer this service on the side. Marketing will be important. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, install those in restaurants and yeah, no, I mean, and so, and I apologize, I don't exactly know how to pronounce your name, but
I believe it's Bublé.
Bublé, or
I believe
like Michael Bublé.
Maybe so. There you go.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, this is where so many people are absolutely utterly failing at the pressure washing industry. They are relying on advertising. They're relying on mass marketing, the vehicles of mass marketing, the crap.
Not building relationships.
It's literally a crapshoot or a roulette wheel spin of who's going to see your ad. Did you pay enough to make, to Google to make your thing click up higher than Stephen Harp's or people do business, and especially the people that you want to do business with, the ones that aren't so worried about price, but people the world over do business with other people they know, like, and trust.
Yep.
And it's just, it's Greg Tish, said earlier, I think on there and alluded to this, but it's not necessarily what it's who you know. And you don't have to know them that well, but you don't even need to know them as much as they need to know you. Right. And and the really good money is in what you know about who you know. That's where you make the big cash right there, and possibly even blackmail.
Well, you're Epstein and don't hang yourself.
Yeah.
One of them kind of things.
Install at restaurants and other commercial places. I mean, that's hey, that's actually an idea, provided by such and such. And, I've seen those at a lot of diners where, the napkins could be sponsored by somebody. I mean, that's a little I wouldn't want my whole marketing plan to be that we have our name on the napkin holders at Joe's restaurant.
Right.
But,
even if Joe's is super amazing.
Yeah, but I still don't think it hurts to do that. It's one of those things where you want to be everywhere. Hey, that's a good little everywhere place to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even things like eyeglass cleaners, they've got these different things for eyeglasses and anything that you can think of that is something that is going to get used on somewhat of a regular basis. Sure. I wonder if you could, thinking about it, and I don't know why this is coming to me, but I wonder if you could go to like your local gas stations and offer to put up a thing at each of the pumps that is, like for sometimes they have them around diesel pumps, right? So you've got the little thing and you put your, the glove, that you can put on to do the diesel pump. And so I wonder if you could offer to look, if we provide them, can we do this? Because that would be a service for the gas station, especially at the diesel pumps, right? And then those gloves all have your logo on it. Sure, it's going to be thrown away, but you've never seen that before. It's going to be something. And then the box also has your name on it. You can even do that if you get something like that made, and it's a restaurant food service business.
Yeah.
Offer to buy them a couple of boxes of gloves where they're using them in their food service business.
Yeah, I mean, I also wonder who's seeing that. Are the guys that are just working that restaurant line, mm-hmm. the ones that are seeing that? I don't know.
It's more about the restaurant owner, though.
Yeah.
Right.
And Stephen brings up a good thing: branding, not marketing. And mm-hmm. therein lies another. That's a third thing to really talk about. And there's a difference between
big difference
advertising, branding, and marketing. I mean, there's really, and then you actually have a fourth, which would be public relations on here. So advertising, marketing, branding, public relations. And a lot of people, they confuse those three of them. But sometimes a lot of our branding stuff might, it will be the closest one. Branding and marketing would be the closest together, but it's to just get our message out there and
mm-hmm.
and some of the the goofy stuff we do, the shirts, the sublimation shirts that mm-hmm. we have. Okay, that's more of a branding thing,
Your hats match your shirts, which matches whatever else that you have, matches the logos on your truck, matches your business cards, matches your estimates, everything matching, everything looking the same. That's all your branding. And mm-hmm. that is another very important part of a whole marketing campaign and a whole marketing schedule, if you would. But that branding is super important to making everything stick and stay together and make it to where even if they can't see what it is, they know that it's yours because of the coloring and the logo and the this and the that. Right, even if it doesn't say anything, they know what it is. Nike has the little logo thing. You don't have to know. It doesn't have to say Nike on it to know that it is Nike.
You can see two golden arches and you know that it's McDonald's. Yeah. I like what Joe's talking about. Local baseball stadium, local urologist advertised in the urinal with a target in the middle that said missing the target, might be time to get checked, name and number,
Mm-hmm.
I love it, and think about this. I mean, so look at some of the most effective ads that you see. If it's something you remember, does it wind up working for your business? Some of the most creative marketing campaigns are mm-hmm. not something that going to be taught in a textbook. It's going to be, you're going to be the judge of it. Does it ruminate with you? And that's the mm-hmm. important part out there.
And like Stephen's saying here, we found ourselves now at where we are in business, moving some advertising money into branding money not
Mhm.
expecting an immediate return.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is it may not be an immediate return, but it is a longer lasting return. If you spend $10 in advertising, what are you going to get in return versus $10 in a branding and a long-term marketing thing? That you could end up making a lot more off of that $10 than the $10 you spent on advertising to get that business today.
Right. On Facebook,
Mhm.
I
Absolutely.
go into these groups all the time, and I'm seeing these guys, bemoaning the fact about well, I've spent, $1,000 on Facebook ads and I haven't gotten anything, and oh, well, you need to hire so and so to do your marketing, and it's like, okay, you're not really marketing. All you're doing is just running Facebook ads on their behalf and changing the
And
wording.
hoping
I'm
somebody
not
sees
saying
it.
it's not going to work, but you're not really, the other person you're paying for marketing is really just spending your advertising dollars. They're not really marketing.
The other thing that, we were talking about mugs earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're going to do something like mugs, which still work, but again, they're the same thing where, they're not, I think everybody gives out mugs, but why not give out a mug that is a color changing mug? So maybe it says spray wash on it, right? But when they pour the hot liquid into it, now the whole mug changes color, and doing something different to make it different, to make them want to keep it, or to make them want to show somebody, oh, look at this mug I got, so it changes color on them. I think that
Well,
would be
I'll
a
tell you
better
something.
idea than just a regular mug.
For anybody that's a big coffee drinker, the other important thing about the mug is to make sure that it fits good, that it feels good. I mean,
Feels right.
I love, people see me, all the time on this thing, and I've got my Disney Grumpy mug, and it's got Grumpy on it, and it's just the best feeling mug. And I've got one from Costa Rica, or I'm sorry, Belize, that I love. But I mean, you get the right feeling mug, and man, you just want that mug. And that was a mistake that we made with Spray Wash some, because Imprint Now or some of those guys would run mug sale, on this brand of mug, and it was a goofy ass chintzy mug
that didn't feel good in your hand.
It was almost embarrassing to give these things out, or it was like a funny restaurant shape that nobody really wants to drink out of a restaurant shaped tulip style mug all the time. But you get a good beefy, it could be for soup, it could be for coffee, it could be for hot chocolate, that kind of thing. That's a great, remember, you want people to keep the stuff around. I mean, you don't necessarily just want to give them something with your name on it that they're going to pitch, In fact, when we moved out of Spray Wash, and we're transitioning, Crystal Clean was coming in, Tanya and I were faced with the choice. So do you want to keep these? We had some leftover Spray Wash mugs. They're like, well, do you want to take these home? No, I hate those freaking mugs. I couldn't stand them. I mean, they didn't feel good.
If you hate them, your customers hate them.
And I guarantee you, my customers felt the same way about it, But yeah.
Yeah. So we have, I've got a friend, or my wife has a friend that lives in Canada. And so they send things back and forth to each other all the time. And one of the things that the friend in Canada sends down is Tim Horton coffee and Tim Horton coffee mugs. And my wife and I both really love that mug. I even ordered more on Amazon because, we like that mug. Out of all the coffee mugs that we have, those are the ones that we use all the time. That's it. Those are the ones that feel good. So definitely you keep that kind of stuff in mind when you're buying stuff. If you don't want to use it, if you don't like it, the odds are they're not going to like it either. Yes, yeah. Ricky, Ryan is a stud, or a hunk. I'm sorry. Both. He's actually both, but there you go. I was thinking too about, people are really into exercising. And so what about having like the ankle weights and wrist weights and things like that, for those people? Again, part of this boils down to knowing your customers and knowing what they do. And if you have a small arsenal in your truck of different things like dog toys and ankle weights and, the different things.
If you were to give me exercise equipment, I would automatically hate you. I mean,
yeah, exactly. So, but you would take a koozie, right? Or you'd take a good mug.
Or a
That's
good
what I'm saying. Knowing
spoon,
your customer is going to be important to giving to whatever you're giving. And if you give something, it's not necessarily going to just be thrown away.
Steve, and I agree. Yeah, let's give them exercise equipment. The that's like, we would like to tape. We always like to tape an enema, like a disposable enema, to our estimates. And you know what? This estimate is going to hurt worse than this. It's going to hurt less than this. I mean, I don't know. No.
Yeah.
Lost me at exercise equipment.
Exercise was okay. How about this? How about socks?
Yeah.
A nice, good, comfortable pair of socks. There you go.
Refrigerator magnets are, like we said earlier in the thing about the refrigerator magnets. And again, I'll go with the pens. And come to think of it, on the pens, I wonder if I have any of these. It's been our go-to. Oh yeah, I get right here. So this pen right here, and these were, it's the spray wash pen, and it's a ballpoint ink gel pen. This is one of those that we would have customers, and these were not the 97-cent, free imprint pens. I mean, these were a couple of dollars a piece, but I just saw that comment. Edible underwear. But we would have customers call, Ray, I love these pens. Can Tanya bring us some of those pens by? Do you have any more of those? And it's like, golly, you have a customer actually asking for some of your free giveaways? By God, yes, you can have more. That's what they're there for.
Mm-hmm. So, you could have two different types of pens. Think about it. You got a good quality pen, and then you got a cheap pen. Mm-hmm. And if they say, well, we decided to use, XYZ company, somebody else. Oh, well, in that case, let me give you a pen. I'm going to give you the cheap pen because it's probably not going to work very long. Just some kind of cheesy thing. I think that'd be kind of funny. I wouldn't do it, but it'd be kind of funny. Mm-hmm. How about Dollar Tree gift cards for the people who complain about your price after the job is done because their uncle gave them a way better quote? Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Then you give them the cheap pen.
We had mentioned that earlier. You know what? I think a flash drive is something that's always good to have. I mean, everybody needs a flash drive. Just you need one. Henry was on earlier, and he mentioned he still had a USB cord from the huge
convention right
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought about too something that, again, just being off the wall weird stuff, but what is something else that, especially it's not even older crowds that are using it. I see younger people using them nowadays, but I wonder if you could get like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday pill containers with your logo on. You know what I mean? So maybe to your older customers, or again, this is about also knowing your customer with what you're going to give them, but things that are going to hang around and stick around for a long period of time. And that might be even toothbrushes, right? You could have your logo put on a toothbrush.
No.
I say yes. I think that would be a good idea.
No.
You give them the ankle weights, you give them the wrist weights so that they can exercise. You give them the sweatband for exercise, and then you give them the toothbrush.
Oh my God. You can give them a little bit of lube, like a little customized Cajun soft wash lube bottle to go along with their estimate,
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Hey, BB, what's happening, buddy? Hope you're doing well.
Mr. Rusty.
Rusty, yeah, branded letter opener. Still have that one I got from my bank. That's actually a really, really good one right there, Rusty. You could take, how many of us have a letter opener sitting on our desk and we'll never throw it away? But, a good high quality letter opener that it just sits there in your your cup that's on the desk on there.
Thinking about what he's saying though, what about an old style piggy bank to give to the kids that has, if you could have, for me, it would be great if you could make it, like your logo, but even just having your logo put on a piggy bank for the kids would be a good thing to have.
Yeah, there you go. Give them a good pen and a bad pen. Tell them the good pen is comparable to our service. Tell them the cheap pen is like the quality of some of our competitors.
That's it.
100%.
Why not?
Mm-hmm. Rebranded cans of Spam with your company logo and flavor. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you will unconsciously stare at that letter opener all day, every day at work. Yeah, you're right. And, you know, you might not be like, you'll be catching it in your field of vision. 100%, you know?
I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but you know, you've got those what do they call perpetual motion things where you got the ball, you know, and you
Yeah.
click, click, click,
Yep.
click. What if you took something like that and you had your logo on these two balls, and then the ones in between was germs or mildew or algae, or you know, and then smashing it. You know what I mean? Click, click, click. Just
I tell
something.
you, one time, you know, your computer, mouse pads, man, mouse pads were one of our huge ones. And not only that, because mouse pads got dirty, we had a
Mouse pads are
reason
good.
to continually change them out. So
Mhm.
once a quarter, man, you would just go in there and swap out the mouse pads for your key accounts, you know.
Mhm.
Hey Steve, yeah, if you want it, well, just you got to give me a referral fee for everything you close wearing this thing. Yeah, but yeah, yeah. 100%. You know, I used to laugh, but you know, and again, I think in the government contracting class over at Pro, we have the thing, you know, where you know, I literally felt bad for people that would go into one of our accounts, because I was sitting in there one day and looking around. We were discussing a project, and he had spray wash, he had sticky notes all up on his hutch that were written on spray wash sticky notes, you know, and had our, you could see the spray wash logo. They were grayed out. He was sitting there taking notes on a spray wash pad. He was writing it with a spray wash pen. He had a spray wash mouse pad. He had a spray wash leather coaster with a spray wash Arctic cup on there.
And he was eating a spray wash cookie.
What? that at that time that didn't actually happen, but I mean, it was like if you were a pressure washing company sitting down at this dude's desk,
you would be like,
and
it was nice meeting you today. I'm just going to see myself out.
By, you know, obviously some, you know, and he had a bowl of spray wash mints on his desk, you know. Buying one. See, if you get one just a little red like this, I mean, that'll just accent your hair and won't make it stand.
And they have so many different kinds, man. They have them for every occasion as well. So, yep. I mean, why not make it pop?
No, I did not at Bell's. I got this at Dillard's, but they have them at Bell's now. Branded animals.
Well, maybe that's why I'm being off tonight. No. You know, thinking outside the box in your marketing, you know, campaigns. I mean, even so, Josh Crabtree had a picture that he posted the other day, and it was a crab on a beach, and he won some thing because he sent the photo in, you know. But that was actually a really good marketing picture, right? It's something off the wall. And his company is Krabby's, and so using that it's a picture you want to look at. It's cool, right? I had a picture of, matter of fact, I think it's still on the Cajun Soft Wash page, but my cat up on the roof looking down over the other side, saying, "This is one clean roof," you know, things like that catch people's attention. It doesn't have to cost you money. I mean, these are things that you can do in the right now to help just keep your name out in front of people. So when you take a picture and you look at it and you go, "Oh, that's really cool," right? Who was it? Do you remember? Man, this has been years ago. Somebody had taken a picture. They were using like a shooter tip and they were spraying in the air, and an airplane was going by, and so they took the picture of that stream. And man, how many people popped up and said, "Man, I can I use that picture? Can I?" It was an awesome picture. It was a great marketing picture because people wanted to look at it. You remember that?
No, I don't.
I
I
think I
don't.
still have it somewhere here.
Yeah, the free Wash Pro tattoo. I like that.
Yeah.
The
Why not do
I used
tattoos?
to tell my guys that if they would get like a spray wash chest piece right here and a full spray wash back piece, they wouldn't have to wear shirts at work.
I still own the domain name. Matter of fact, I saw it come up, and I still got to do something with it. This is all on Trevor. Trevor's the one that started it. If you remember, you know which one I'm talking about?
The which one?
It's advertise on Raymond Burke's Bald Spot.
Oh yeah.
.com.
Well, I tell you what, the rate
I
on
own
that is
advertise
going
on
up.
Raymond Burke's baldspot.com.
Yeah, but the rate on that's going up every year because you're getting more and more very valuable.
No, but that's what makes it go down because there's more space. We could do more advertising there.
Hey, what costs more, a little billboard or a big billboard?
Yeah.
I could even we could do a back bald spot and a front bald spot at this point,
Right, Twix.
Oh, Lordy. Doug, I got to go to bed.
Yeah, me too.
It's been a long day. I'd stay up and chat. Damn it, it's long. And thank you guys for watching and had some good ideas tonight. I love this. Yeah. And we need
lots of good engagement.
Absolutely. So, guys, thank y'all for your time. QR code. Perfect. That's a good one, Rusty.
On the top of Ray's head.
That'd be a great. Right here in the back bald spot, put a QR code. It's 9. Hey, man, I am not on.
That is so true.
I am not on cocaine, Stephen. This is late. What kind of monster do you think I am staying up till 9:30? Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know. Today
it happens when we get old.
And so Perry mentioned earlier that he can customize something with a name on it, but I did not get what that tool was. Perry, if you want to post that link again. Maybe Perry.
I think it was let's see if I can find it. He'll probably post it before I can find it.
Yeah, maybe he will. Hype Light.
Yeah.
The Hype Light.
You had a link there though too.
So futureofcleaning.com and search for the Hype Light.
There you go.
Let's see here. Future Hype Light.
He had put a link in earlier. There it is. I don't know how I can't copy that, I don't think.
So it's wow. So yeah, it's a big oh, that's nice. It's a flashy light and like a big LED strobe and auto parts store, extend daylight to the mobile contractor industry. Use Makita, Bosch, DeWalt, Milwaukee tool batteries, and it's a very bright light. That's cool.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, pretty good stuff,
Yeah.
All right, guys. Flashlight.
And next Monday, don't forget, Ray, you're probably going to be on your own. Hopefully I'll be in. I
hope you'll be in the winners bracket.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think I'll be on an airplane. I mean, either that or if I am still in Miami on Monday, that'll be a good thing because my flight's actually Monday evening. And if I don't get on my flight, it's because I'm doing very well in the tournament. So either way, you'll be on your own.
All right, cool. Well, not a problem. I can handle it. I'll get a worthy guest in here, or hell, I might just go off on an old 2-hour rant like I used to in the old days. You never know. Maybe I'll oh, sweet. Get Steven up there at the store and we'll start drinking some liquor.
There you go. Do it from the store, drinking liquor.
He'll start cussing out all the other washers in Tallahassee. We'll fuss at me and Henry and
talking bad about everybody.
I'll tell you what, Tallahassee is absolutely blessed with some amazing washers. That's one thing I love about, and so many areas are. And
I think Louisiana's the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some
good
this
luck.
industry in general. This industry has got some of the best people in the world in it.
Yep.
You know, really do.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
Guys, see
fun.
y'all. Appreciate it.